In the future, children grow in special pods resembling giant eggs. One day, a young couple takes such a pod and they have no idea what will it lead to. This is the pod generation. Let's get started. Rachel and Alvi live in a super modern house with lots of cool technologies. Artificial intelligence called Elena helps check Rachel's health and helps her to select an outfit. Our hero goes to work and sees a woman on the metro wearing a big white pod strapped to her abdomen. Meanwhile, Alvi chooses an outfit too with Elena's assistance. The artificial intelligence makes him a cup of coffee and a toast. The man has breakfast and work at the same time. He is a professional botanist. Rachel successfully presents a new invention. They are our Mashas, a small robot that can perform different human tasks. Rachel's HR manager wants to have a word with her, and she tells her about Rachel's promotion. She asks Rachel if she plans to have a child in the near future. The thing is, there is a new special offer for future parents. They need to seize the opportunity. Rachel receives a call from the womb center's employee and she learns that a spot on the waitlist has opened up for her and she is expected to attend a detailed consultation in a couple of days. Rachel really wants to become a mother and dreams about it all the time. Alvi, though, is more interested in his plans rather than his future offspring. He gives his students a ripe pig picked from a real tree. Rachel boasts to her friend, Alice, that she's got a spot at the womb center's waitlist. This is where we learn really unfortunate news. She has said nothing about her plans to her husband. The woman is sure that Alvi will be against the idea, because he wants to have a real baby born from a real pregnancy rather than a baby from some pod. In the evening, Alvi complains to his wife that people have forgotten how to live in harmony with nature. This is not a good moment to tell him the news. Rachel comes from a consultation to the Pegasus Womb Center. She is the only one who has ever come here without a partner. The center's director shows everyone a special pod for growing children. You can play music, audiobooks, or sound of nature in this pod. Harmful viruses, bacteria, and toxins can't penetrate it. Also, children are protected from stress in such a pod. Rachel agrees to this strange pregnancy and makes a down payment for it. She comes home and tells her husband that they will have a child in an egg. A pod. Of course, Alvi is very unhappy about this. However, he loves his wife and that's why he agrees to discuss this unusual experiment with her. Rachel and Alvi meet up with their friends, Alice and Ben. This couple has already had their own pod. Alice has a drink and boasts of that she feels that her body is completely liberated. Ben straps the pod to himself and agrees with everything his wife says. In the evening, Rachel and Alvi argue again. At the end of the day, this is not a real pregnancy. The woman advises her husband to schedule an appointment with a psychotherapist. He reluctantly agrees because the psychotherapist is not a human but rather an artificial intelligence. Talking to the machine that can never understand a living person makes Alvi very angry and irritated. Rachel reminds her husband that she really dreams of having a baby. He objects, claiming that it's not normal for a baby to be born in an eggshell, as if the baby were a penguin. However, at night the man does change his mind and says that he agrees to a pod. In the morning, the couple signs a contract. They have to decide whether they want a boy or a girl. On a big screen, they see how the process of insemination takes place. The director of Pegasus makes a joke and mockery along the way, which makes Alvi very angry. Here comes the moment. Now they have a fertilized egg cell. The future parents are shown a special jar. The process has begun. Rachel is very happy that her dream will come true. She actively takes care of her health and can't stop thinking about a child for a moment even at night. Rachel and Alvi visit their pod with an embryo in the womb center. Rocking a large egg in your arms looks very strange. Rachel imagines how this could have looked in a real-life condition. It seems to her that she could have given birth to a small boiled egg. Fortunately, it was just a nightmare. Rachel visits her psychotherapist and complains about having nightmares. Rachel and Alvi visit their pod again and this time they listen to the sound of the womb fluid through the headphones. They look at the tiny embryo through a special window. One way or another, this is a real human wonder of nature. Rachel prepares the kids' room. The man brings one of his plants there. The woman, however, doesn't like it, because instead they can install a hologram. Rachel sees a pregnant woman in the swimming pool. She looks at her with curiosity and jealousy. Rachel puts the palm of her hand on the woman's big belly and tells her that she's pregnant too. Well, sort of pregnant. Alvy watches the news about tourists on Mars. He sees Rachel take the pod home. They have to get rid of the cat because, well, you know, these hooligans like to topple things. At night, Alvy can't relax. He takes the pod out of the bedroom and nearly drops it. Rachel and Alvy lie down on their bed, but they are no longer in a playful mood. Besides, the pod starts glowing and pinging. Rachel and Alvy panic. Could it be that their child is hungry? In the morning, they head to the Parents Education Center and see what development programs are used for children. No scissors, glue or paint, only robots and modern technologies. This is not even digital art, but rather regular consumer use of computers. We learn that children born in pods never see dreams. This is an unusual side effect of the new technology. Alvy's phone rings anxiously while he is working with his plans. He hurries to the bedroom and sees that the pod is glowing red. He puts a tablet with nutrients underneath it and returns to work. Soon Alvy walks up to the pod again and turns on the screen to see his baby. The man puts on a pod sling and inserts the egg into it, and he talks to the child all the time. He takes him to work, reads books to him, and even tries to tell the baby more about the world around him. Alvy even rocks the pod on a swing. During one of his lessons, the man asks his students to hug a real tree, to disconnect from all their thoughts and just breathe. That's what it's like to be in harmony with nature. Alvy's boss tells him that the greenhouse with the live plants is too expensive and he offers him to swap all the trees to holograms of plants. Alvy and Rachel watch a wild nature TV program. Alvy starts crying because he worries about the life of one penguin. Rachel finds several soil particles on the pod. She complains to her friends that her husband acts too recklessly, and she tells them that she sees strange dreams. For instance, in one of her dreams the pod disappeared. She looks for it all over the house, and then she sees in the mirror that she has a huge belly. Rachel caresses it and feels completely happy. Then the woman wakes up and sees the pod. She holds it in her arms and looks through the window in sadness. Alvy finds an old book about natural parenting. Rachel doesn't like it and they go to a psychotherapist again. There they argue about how to take care of the pod, whether or not they can call it a baby, and about when they are supposed to get parental feelings. Rachel attaches the pod to her belly and goes to work like this. She nearly smashes it against the glass door and her boss advises her not to bring the egg to work in order not to distract anyone. Her boss puts all the pods into a small closet. In the evening, Rachel hurries to yet another seminar at the womb center. The director demands that everyone leaves their pods in the incubator in order for the babies to mature there until their birth. The atmosphere in the house becomes empty and lonely without the pod. Alvy says that this is wrong, because the child is supposed to be near his parents, but the rules can't be changed. Rachel sees dreams in which she is on the shore of the ocean with her newborn baby in her arms. The reality, though, isn't as wonderful. Rachel walks into her husband's office, takes one of the plants from there and puts it in the kid's room. At work, Rachel's HR manager calls Rachel to her office and tells her that Rachel's productivity has dropped. In the evening, Alvy and Rachel hurry to the womb center, and there they learn that the day of their child's birth is in 1 week. On this day, they will be injected with a large amount of love hormone, oxytocin, in order for them to get parental feelings. Rachel asks the center to allow her to take the pod home. The director, however, refuses. She quickly directs her attention to other problems. For instance, she gives them sleep pods for them to be able to make their baby fall asleep and for their baby to see special synthetic dreams. There is a rally against the use of pods at the womb center. Suddenly, Alvy returns to the room with the eggs, hides his pod under his jacket and steals it. Rachel sees a dream in which she strolls in a supermarket where babies are sold. She chooses one for herself and brings it to the checkout counter. Today there is a special offer, a 2 for the price of 1 deal, but Rachel refuses to take another baby. Having bought the baby, she calmly walks out. At home, Rachel rocks the baby and turns on a bright night lamp for him. Having woken up, Rachel sees only the pod next to her again. The woman starts packing and offers her husband to leave the city. She wants the baby to be born in their country house rather than in the womb center. Alvy asks the director to approve this trip. The woman, however, refuses once again, because the pod is the womb center's property and it needs to be returned as soon as possible. Alvy and Rachel don't listen to her and leave New York. They take a train and then a ferry and reach their cozy country house surrounded by a forest. And yes, they take their cat along with them. Rachel walks out of the house and looks at the rays of the setting sun in amazement. Birds are singing, trees rustle. All of this is so different from their regular life in the city with all its technologies, robots and computers. Alvy tells his wife about all the plants growing here. They plant an olive tree near the house and stroll along the shore. Such life is a bit unusual, but at the same time it's so calm and carefree. At night, Rachel looks at her baby in the pod. He is so big. In the morning, they watch the sunrise, and in the afternoon, Rachel notices that the pod doesn't turn on. It seems like it's been turned off by the womb center. The pod can work autonomously for only 48 hours. Rachel panics and wants to go back to the city, but Alvy assures her that everything will be alright. They decide to take the risk and wait for the natural birth. At night, the pod starts glowing blue. The process has begun. They take it to the kitchen and try to enter the right code to start the birth, but Alvy and Rachel don't know it. Alvy grabs a screwdriver and a hammer in order to open the pod. He manages to remove the lid and tear the pod into 2 halves. The man grabs a towel and takes out the baby. It's a tiny and perfectly normal baby. Here comes a new day. Rachel puts the pod in a box and takes it to the post office. There she sends it to the womb center, comes back and lies in bed with Alvy and their baby. How do you feel about such a future? Give this video a like and then I will know that my work wasn't in vain. I'll see you soon.